It's time to go over my top 10 running back rankings for week 3. Guys, there's so many injuries that we are seeing, and we have to be able to get this thing right so we can best set the best lineup possible each and every week. Coming in at number 10, we're going with Derrick Henry, guys. Somebody who I had very, very high expectations going into the season, and he's just not being utilized the way that I think he should be utilized right now. It's just this offense really isn't clicking and striking fear into defenders' minds like I thought this was going to happen. We'll see if we can right the ship this week, but Derrick Henry going against the Cowboys defense currently right now that is ranking 32nd against opposing running backs. They need to get Henry going early and often. Again, the Cowboys ranked complete dead last, and a lot of that does have to do with Alvin Kamara, what he was able to do last week against these guys and absolutely torch these guys for multiple touchdowns. And if Derrick Henry should be able to do the same this week, the defense is pretty good overall. I don't think that they're the 32nd worst. That's just what the stats say. But even how it goes, the Ravens are 0-2. They need to do something to get over the hump. Beating the Cowboys will get that way. The only offset is that the Cowboys are coming off of a bad loss. They need to win too. So it's just going to be a hard-nosed fought game. Whoever comes out of this game losing is going to really be plummeting their season. So I think they're going to utilize Derrick Henry quite a bit, handing him off the football against the Cowboys defense that we saw can be taken advantage of. Derrick Henry should be able to at least get you a touchdown in this game, as they should be able to move the ball up and down the field on both of these defenses and see what happens at the end of the day. But I do like Derrick Henry coming in here at number 10 for me. And speaking of the devil, number 9 here, we're talking about Alvin Kamara, and boy did he show out last week against the Cowboys. We saw that with Clint Kubiak's offense, Alvin Kamara is a big part of this scheme week in and week out. He is going to be the bell cow for this team in the pass game, in the run game, everywhere. I love myself some Alvin Kamara, but this week going against an Eagles defense that currently ranks 18th against opposing running backs, this is going to be Kamara's first real true test in my opinion. Sometimes they say, well, the Cowboys defense was a true test. Yes, but I think that the Eagles defense is better than the Cowboys defense. Just look up front with Jalen Carter and all these big boys up there. You got, Gardner Johnson in the secondary as well. This is going to be a much better defense. This is a true test for not only Alvin Kamara, but the entire Saints offense. Are they going to be able to keep clicking, right? They haven't had a defense or an offense score over 19 points with them yet this season, and the offense is scoring over 40 points. So we'll have to see. Something may have to give. If not, if they sit out there and they blow out the Eagles, this is going to be absolutely bananas. But Alvin Kamara could be much higher in my rankings this week, but I just like some people a little bit better than Alvin Kamara this week. So, but he comes at number 9. But if you have Alvin Kamara, you're setting this guy and you are happy that you have him on your squad. Coming here at number 8, we're talking about James Cook, a running back that I was a little bit on the wrong side. I thought that Ray Davis would come in here and take a lot more of the workload away from James Cook than what I'm currently seeing. Yes, Ray Davis is still getting his touches, but James Cook is really going out there and being a stud for a lot of people's fantasy teams. Right now, James Cook and the Buffalo Bills are taking on a Jaguars defense that ranks 19th against opposing running backs. He's shown to be consistent for the Bills, and that was my biggest thing, is how is the consistency going to happen when Josh Allen's out there? He loses some weapons. You know Josh Allen's going to want to take more and run the ball, throw the ball, prove that he can still be the guy, and I thought that was going to be hopefully at the devastation of James Cook, and I was completely wrong on that aspect. Guys, I know on this channel, if I'm wrong about a take, I'm going to come and tell you guys I was wrong on a take. Well, I was wrong about James Cook. Cook is a really good fantasy player, and he's going to do that week in and week out for you. And especially this week, I think they're going to, establish the run early, get this thing moving up and down the field. I think just the consistency, like I said, of him is going to be set it and forget it for you for weeks to come. Love myself some James Cook. Moving right along here at number 7, we're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs. This is a running back that I want to be so much more higher on this guy. Right, but David Montgomery is keeping me from doing so. It can't be a 20 carry game for Jahmyr Gibbs because he's got to share everything with David Montgomery. And until Montgomery leaves on this team, Jahmyr Gibbs just isn't going to be the running back that we want him to be in fantasy football. My biggest knock on him was not his talent. It was at the ADP, where you had to draft this guy to get him on your team. But right now, Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions taking on a Cardinals defense that ranks 10th against opposing running backs. He's doing a lot with shared touches. It's almost like a quote-unquote limited workload that he's getting because they have to feed David Montgomery as well. But Jahmyr Gibbs, with what he's getting, he's able to produce some solid fantasy numbers for you. I just know he could do so much more if it wasn't for David Montgomery on this football team. But I do like him this week. I think he's going to be just fine. He's going to go out there, put up some points for you, do what he normally does. He's always a top flight end type of fantasy running back. I just want him to be the main guy in this backfield, and that's just not going to happen as long as David Montgomery is there. So moving right along here at number 6, we're going Devon Achane, another running back here without Raheem Mostert running the ball a ridiculous amount of time for his frame. Something else that I was kind of wrong on in this offseason. Achane has been, for the most part, staying healthy. Now, I could be proven wrong. Maybe week 4, week 5, we start seeing Achane miss a lot of games, which could happen with the workload that they're actually giving this guy. Is absolutely ridiculous. You'd think he was like a 6'2", 225-pound running back, but no, they're giving this little man a lot of run, and I'm telling you, he can do some things with he can catch the football, he can run the football, he can do a lot of stuff. This week, taking on a Seahawks defense that currently ranks 15th against opposing running backs, right? He should get, again, a crazy workload this week. I just don't think anybody is going to be on this defense is going to be able to slow down Devon Achane. He's going to be all over the field, and against the Seahawks team that's actually been playing a lot better. This should be a crazy game. I think the past game, that's going to be a negative game script. Tua Tagovailoa, we saw what he was able to do. He's probably not going to be playing in this game. So what do they have? Do they bring in a veteran like Ryan Tannehill to run this offense? Do they keep what they've got? We don't know. At the end of the day, I'm down on all these guys. I'm down on Jalen Waddle. I'm down on Tyreek Hill. I'm down on everybody. Who's going to be the main benefactor of Tua going down? Probably Devon Achane. They're going to work on this guy a lot, man. Pass him out of the backfield, doing the run the ball. Everything is going to be Devon Achane. He should be a phenomenal play this week, easily at number 6. Coming here at number 5, we're going over Christian McCaffrey's replacement in Jordan Mason. And boy, has he filled in really nicely for this guy. Almost not even missing a beat at this point. He's going in there. He's running hard. He's hitting the hole good. He's got some nice jukey and twitch moves. He can do a little bit of everything, right? And for a 49ers team that really needs their playmakers to stay healthy, with Deebo Samuel also getting hurt now, oh man, what's going to happen, right? But right now they're taking on a Rams defense that currently ranks 29th against opposing running backs. And like I said before, he's filled in quite nicely for Christian McCaffrey. And going against a defense ranked 29th right now, listen, he should have just an amazing workload. He should have an amazing output and be able to put people on the map for fantasy football this week. I like what he can provide. He's going to continue to do this week in and week out. They got a great defense on the other side, which gives the offense a lot of opportunities to make plays, right? And I think Jordan Mason could be a big part of that. Now missing Deebo Samuel, they're going to be focusing on George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, and a lot of Jordan Mason. I had to put him in my top 5 this week. Come here at number 4. I had to drop him to 4. And that's Saquon Barkley going against a Saints defense. Guys, this is a test. Saquon Barkley's been able to do whatever he's wanting for the first 2 weeks of the season. Now going against a defense that is built to stop Saquon Barkley. So we'll see. Does Barkley break through and still able to do it because he has immense talent? We're going to have to wait and see. But taking on that Saints defense that currently ranks first against opposing running backs, they are absolute studs. Granted, who have they really played thus far this season? Not really much, right? I mean, got Carolina Panthers and Chuba Hubbard, and they got Dallas with Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott. But like I said, going against the Saints defense ranked at first, they're going to have a true test. Against the Saints run defense, who really hasn't given up much. And like I was mentioning earlier, they haven't really played much. This is the first elite running back they're actually going against. So we'll have to wait and see, can they hold up even against the elite and stop them from running all over the field? We're going to have to wait and see. But I had to drop Saquon Barkley a little bit lower just because this is the best run defense they have played thus far this season. And we're going to have to see which side prevails. Is it going to be the Saints defense prevailing? Is it going to be Saquon Barkley prevailing? We're going to have to wait and see. Coming at number 3, we're going over Jonathan Taylor, another running back. I tried to tell you guys earlier, people are down on Jonathan Taylor, but no, man, even with the run play action pass, even if Anthony Richardson isn't really doing much, Jonathan Taylor is doing everything for this offense and putting up a ton of yards. He's a talented running back with nobody really behind him, even taking many carries away from this guy. So I like what I'm seeing out of Jonathan Taylor. Right now, they're going to be going against the Bears defense, ranked 13th against opposing running backs. For me, it's this whole offense. It's time to put up or shut up, right? They're not doing very well. Anthony Richardson needs to get his head out of his ass and play and throw the football the way he should be playing. The lack of experience is really shining through for Anthony Richardson, and it's just growing pains at this point. He's not reading the defenses very well and throwing some interceptions, so they're having to lean on Jonathan Taylor a lot, and that is why he's producing the way that he is producing right now. I love myself some Jonathan Taylor. I think he has a phenomenal week this week against the Bears. So coming here at number 2, we're going over Breece Hall. This is another running back that I had a lot higher expectations for, but the offense just isn't clicking right now with Aaron Rodgers. It might be just taking a little bit of time for everything to get through. And then he's got Braylon Allen on the other side doing absolutely monstrous things, like last week, scoring a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. So Breece Hall needs to step it up right now this week, taking on a Patriots defense that ranks 11th against opposing running backs. And I'm saying the Jets need Breece just to do more. Right now, even with more workload, Braylon Allen is putting up better stat lines or better highlight reels than Breece Hall with the bigger workload. So they just need more from this guy. And they can do it. They have a good defense. They have a good offensive line. They should be able to run a lot better than what they're showing. This week, they might be able to do that. I think they're going to feature Breece Hall a lot, and I think you're going to see a come-out party for Garrett Wilson. Their two top stars should shine this week in week 3 to kind of show the NFL, look, we're here, we're ready to play, and we're ready to do the damn thing. Okay, coming here at number 1, I've got to go Bijan Robinson. We saw what he was able to do last week against the Eagles, absolutely shredding, doing what he wanted. He was the man for this offense. Kirk Cousins taking a little bit longer to really get to where we thought he could be. So what are they doing? They're leaning on Bijan Robinson. He is coming through the way that he can just shift, cut, make the holes, catch the football. He can do a little bit of everything. This week, taking on Chiefs defense, ranks 4th against opposing running backs. They are going to need him to carry against this stud Chiefs defense, and I think he can do it. Going against an Eagles defense, it's actually pretty decent. He was doing just fine, and I know that the Chiefs, they're going to be putting up some points, so I think Bijan Robinson is going to be the main benefactor over here to help the Falcons attain victory, and I think they're going to help you in your fantasy football weeks. I have him as my number 1 running back for week 3. Guys, that does it for my top 10 running backs. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Anybody in the top 10 that I have that you wouldn't have in the top 10, I'm curious to see what you guys think as well. Guys, we're putting out multiple videos each and every week to help you ultimately set the best lineup so that way you can win a championship. I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.